Hello there, survivors, and welcome back to another video here in ARK Survival Ascended. Today we're taking a look at all of the new structures that have been added with Winter Wonderland, because they actually added a ton of new structures. As you can see, there might even be more options in this skin than in the one we got with Lost Colony, which is pretty funny. There's an absolute ton of them, so if you want to build your own little gingerbread house for Christmas, you definitely can do so. There is loads of options here. They are looking really nice, and apparently made by Sandy, so he got a chance to make an official cosmetic that you can earn through the Winter Wonderland event. I'm not quite sure. It's probably, you know, getting the candies and whatever the game is. We're here to check out all the different structures and, of course, see how we can utilize them in a build. But they do look really cool, and yeah, if you want to build something Christmassy themed, this is going to be a good year. This is definitely going to be a very good year, because there's a ton of options. I mean, there's even a tribe tower skin, so what more could you want? Like, this is a very complete set. So let's start this show and let's check out all of the different skins, and then we'll build a gingerbread house ourselves too, so that we, you know, are ready for Christmas. Hello there, everyone. Welcome in. Let me get out of photo mode, and let's take a look at all of the Winter Wonderland structures. There's absolutely a ton of them. An absolute ton, both normal structures for all of your building pieces, as well as a lot of decorations. And let's start with the very obvious one that is right back here, which is a tribe tower skin, which is absolutely insane. Like, look at how good this looks. It combines, of course, a lot of the assets that we'll see throughout the structures available. But yeah, look at how fun this is. This is a very happy and festive looking gingerbread tribe tower made out of candy. So, you know, if you don't want to be the you know, the standard tribe tower, but you want to celebrate the season in a proper way, then this will certainly help you, because, like, look at this. This is insane. There's so much detail in this as well, like all the little different sections. Like, there's even some chocolate down here. There's all sorts of cool things and all sorts of nice little decorations along the way. Some Christmas lights, of course, even snow, it looks like, coming out of the top, which is definitely a really cool way to transform the standard tribe tower into something you can be proud of this winter season. So yeah, that is definitely a very cool addition. Then let's head over to some other of the bigger skins here. So we have the normal dino gate, which transforms into a nice arch made out of candy with a nice gate in the middle. Let's actually, just to be sure, check. No, they don't seem to have any variants, but it still looks very cool, very festive, as a nice way to enter your Winter Wonderland paradise. And then the behemoth gate might be even better. Look at these candy canes on the corner, the chocolate gates as a door. We even have these custom dino cookies, you know, definitely not any other kind of cookie, of course. Again, I don't think there's any variants for them, but I mean, they already look very cool. So yeah, if you want to make a big entrance this Christmas, this could be the way. Definitely a really nice set piece. And then, of course, we've got all the different structures over here. So the walls actually have a few variants. So you have this wall with the candy on the outside, and then it looks like this on the inside. Then we have the first variant, which is the gingerbread man here on the outside, and then we have a slightly different inside, so it's more candy on the inside. And then we have this section on the outside with that section on the inside. So that's, again, similar to the first one. And then the final wall is just a more empty wall, you know, if you don't want to have it too busy. And then it looks like this on the inside. Then we also have our ceilings. They actually have some variants, so every ceiling actually has a few. Actually, oh, this is the one upside down. We don't want to look at that. So you have different patterns basically. Then you have the chocolate floor. You have a rotated option for the chocolate floor. Then you have this one over here, and then an alternative option of that too. And then we're back to normal. I think that's the same for all of these. So let's see. Yeah, all of these have those different options. So that's quite cool. And then once again, for these, there's also a bunch of different options to pick from. So that's already quite impressive to see this many options in just the walls and the ceilings. Then we have the normal short door here, which looks really cute. And also on the inside or the other side looks very, very nice. Then we have the tall door that looks like this. And also the inside looks very nice. We have the double door that looks like this. And then the other side looks like that. And then we have this one with the cookies, the windows, and then the inside over here. Then we have the cellar doors. They look quite similar, but just, you know, bigger versions of them. And then of course you can also have those standing up like hangar doors or like barn doors. They keep the same pattern, so it's just a matter of which way it is orientated basically. But definitely some cool looking structures, and it's really nice to see that it is a complete set. So if you want to build something with the gingerbread structures, it's going to be complete. Then over here we have the pillars and the beams. They do have two variants, as you can see. So both the pillar and the beam have those variants. So whether you want the red one or the pink one, it is for both of them. The same here for the half pillars, the thin pillars, and the half thin pillars and beams. So those all have those variants. Then we have the slope walls and the shallow slope walls, also looking really nice. And then the other side looking very similar. And then we have a half railing here. We have the full railings here, so definitely looking very nice. And then we have a few variants here for the quarter wall. So we have this one, the normal one is just blank on both sides. We have one with some bricks on the one side, and then we have one with the little chocolate border. I guess that's to match your interiors, perhaps being able to kind of match that kind of shape. I would guess that is the reason they look like that. But yeah, definitely really cool. Then we have the large wall. There's actually some options. So you have, first of all, a clear one that goes all the way from the top to the bottom. Inside looks like this. Then we have the one with the candy, and then the inside still looks like that. We have the one with the gingerbread man. Inside looks like this. And then we have this one, and then the inside looks like that again. And then we have a blanco one, but with lines between it. And then the inside looks like that. So it's basically a clean one is the extra version you get without the lines in between the different sections. The inside will also always have those inside lines. But we're definitely not done yet. We have the quarter stairs, quarter roof, and quarter ramp looking very nice. We have the staircase over here. We have the normal stairs right next to it. We have the ramp looking very, very nice indeed. Actually looks like there's some kind of texturing on the bottom, which you could use as some like shallow stairs, I suppose. And then we have the actual roof looking very festive. But the best part is the roof has a variant. Actually, let me get this wall out of here, the cellar doors out of here, because the roof has a variant with a nice little window. I mean, look at that. That is just the best. I wish we had something like this for the Lost Colony skins. But yeah, the Winter Wonderland. This is, you can see the skin maker professional Sandy, as he knows. We want all these little details. And yeah, we have a lovely window sticking out, which is definitely really, really cool. We have the sleigh here, which looks really nice, which is on a medium deco box. We have a bunch of things on deco boxes. So this is a small deco box. This is a small deco box. These two. So this is small deco. I'm not sure if there's like variants or maybe that you can paint them. Doesn't seem to be variants for these. We have the snowflake, which is quite cool, that you can of course place down. We have both for the omnidirectional light as well as just the lamppost. You can have these Christmassy themed lights. We have a big lollipop that you can use. Also, this is also on a deco box. This of course on the lamps. This is a deco box. Then we have a rug skin, which is quite cool. No variant, but still, it's a very cool looking rug. And you can turn the beer barrel into some hot cocoa, which is really, really fun. It's even some little bit of steam rising from it, which is quite nice indeed. So there is a ton of options, as you can see, and there's even more. So we have the bookshelves here. You can see there's a custom variant for that. We have the normal storage cabinet here, which looks really, really cool. We have a little bit of a storage box down here. We have a chair skin. We have a bench skin looking very cool. And then we have a table, but we actually have two variants for the table, which is absolutely amazing. And we have a bed skin. We don't even get bed skins for Frontier, Steampunk, Wasteland, or Lost Colony, but we have a beautiful bed for your gingerbread house. So yeah, as I said, it is quite funny to see how complete this structure set is compared to some of the other things we get in the game. There is an absolute insane amount of things in here, which is really, really cool. Oh, and then the foundations, of course, also can have the same variants as we saw on the ceilings. And, well, I took them away again. But the, of course, the triangles, it's the same way. So even for the foundations, you can still have all of these different variants, which is really cool. As I said, ton of options here to make your own beautiful Winter Wonderland gingerbread paradise, which is very cool. And actually, one thing I was thinking about when I saw all of this, a fireplace, of course, is something you would need for a lot of the Winter Wonderland activities. So maybe, could there be a skin in it? No, unfortunately not. So we'll have our normal fireplace, but still, this is an insane amount of content to get just for an event. So yeah, you can definitely go all out with gingerbread house building if you want to, because yeah, as I said, there is a lot of content here, a lot to use, which is definitely really welcome and really nice to see. So I thought we could probably do a small little gingerbread house here for the you know, the festive season. Maybe give you some ideas of things you could build with the new structure. So let me just grab a few of my structures here to the hotbar, and then we can start doing a little nicer, but I think this is a pretty good start to it all. And I think what we'll do here is just make a nice front door, right? Like we want to just have a very nice little entrance here, which I think that's what this will be. So maybe something like this. Or maybe we could even add some more layers to it by having this be a little bit more flat. Yeah, maybe we do that. We actually don't go this high, but we just make a like separate little entrance building. Do I want to keep it that flat, or do I then maybe I do raise it up like this because we made it less high? And then we could have this as a little entrance. And then, of course, add a little edge around this so that we have, you know, even if we're just building a little gingerbread house, we still want to make sure it's nice and detailed, right? We're still going to go and try and make something we're going to be proud of. And I think here along the outside, I actually want to have maybe a little bit of like a porch going around the place. Can I even do that? I guess we can still walk around there. Okay, so let's get some stairs in here. So some stairs over there, some stairs here in the front, and then some stairs to the side is, I think, what I want. And that means we can bring out some pillars on the corners of these. There we go. That's just all to get started. And then, of course, we can start transforming this with the gingerbread skins. And then we actually probably want to change these looks so that they stand apart a bit more from the inside. So we're just going to go for the chocolate look for the porch. All right, let's see what this is going to look like once we skin this, because I'm sure that's going to massively change the way this all looks. There we go. So that's just a nice and cozy little entrance. And I definitely think then for these walls here on the side, I probably want to have some nice windows in the middle of those sections. So just gonna divide those walls up like that. There we go. We'll make some proper windows. I guess we also want to actually add in the windows themselves, because if I remember correctly, we get a really nice window if we do that. There we go. Do we want to change any of the variants here? I mean, we could have a little bit of chocolate on those corners, I suppose. Or alternatively, we could focus on the interior. Maybe that's even better, because then it kind of continues like that. That could be quite nice. And I think those we don't want to change. Maybe here, the inside. We also want to make sure that that continues. Yeah, that's pretty nice. That is very nice indeed. So what we definitely want to do is have some railings around the sides of these, right? Because that would be pretty nice. Can I not snap alongside the staircase there? I guess maybe that one isn't deep enough. There we go. I mean, maybe we don't do it if we can't do it on both sides, but we'll have these little candy canes. That's definitely gonna be very nice to have around here. Oh, actually, I almost forgot. We also, of course, still have the snowman, but that's not a cosmetic. We just have this, and I think now you can put hats on these. So let's make a helmet. And you can put it on, and maybe we can get like a little hat on it. Wait, let me get the helmet back, sir. Let me give you a beautiful, beautiful little hat for Christmas. Oh, well. It's the thought that counts. It's the thought that counts. We almost had it. All right, let's see. We have a cute little entrance here, but we definitely want to add some more to it. Is there any of these? I think I want to have a few of those bigger candy canes right around the corner of the stairs here. So what we'll have to do is right around there. I want to have a deco box. And I want to have another one here. And that should give us some nice candy canes that we can have here in front of the house as a nice little entrance to it all. Okay, so for this part, I think what we want to do is basically continue this layer up. Yes, just like this. And I think here in the middle, we're going to have two little windows. We're going to have some of that. There we go. I think that is kind of the vibe that we want to have. Because I think that will look quite nice once we have skinned it all. Of course, we'll have to start with actually skinning it to know for sure. We'll have some doors in here, of course, to get the proper look. There we go. I think that looks quite nice already. I might do some pillars along the sides there. There we go, because we can transform those into some nice pieces of candy too, which I think is going to add just that extra little bit to the whole build. There we go. And then if we wanted to, we could even add some changes to that, of course, by, you know, transforming some into the different kind of candy. I think that definitely might be the one to go for. It just looks a little bit nicer, I think, with that color scheme. Hello there. Welcome in. Welcome in. Just building a little gingerbread house. And we're getting it checked by Rex. Thanks so much for becoming a builder. Welcome in. Let's see. So yeah, we have that bit of a higher roof, which I think is going to be quite nice. Then over here, what I need to change all of these. Oops. Because that's not going to work out for the other side. So we're going to slightly change the roof, but that's the kind of vibe that we're going for. So we have this wall, we have the pillars. Then what we want to do is we actually want to bring out our quarters along this side first. Which is actually going to give us a little gap here, which is annoying. But it should also give us a really nice roof. So we have some quarters along there. I guess then we could have this stick out further, but we don't really need to. Also, let's clear the weather because it's getting like dark and grumpy and we want to be festive. So yeah, we can have those roofs just like that. And now once we transform that all, I'm sure that's gonna be lovely. We definitely want to change these variants into chocolate. There we go. And of course we'll have the windows. Oh, we haven't applied the skins here yet. We can have the windows up there just so that we have a very nice little roof there. I think we should actually totally be able to get this snap point, because that's, I guess the pillar might be preventing that non-official. I'm not entirely sure. Hopefully it isn't. And otherwise, I don't know what else you could do there. There we go. That's quite nice. This wall I also want to change. I think we want the gingerbread man there. And then we have maybe some room here for some decorations. Because maybe what I could do is have the snowflakes right there. That looks pretty cool. Do you get the skin like the other Christmas items? I think so, yeah. I think so. I spawned them in for this, but yeah, I'm pretty sure you get them by collecting like the normal items. So it's probably craftable in the smithy, all of it. There we go. We're starting to get a pretty nice front to this building, I'd say. Looks pretty festive to me. Okay, let's work on the on this part. So this will be the roof that will go however far the build goes. Well, this far actually. That's exactly how far it will go. And then of course we do want to have a little edge around that as well, I think. So we'd have that going all the way around, just to have a little overhang on the outside, of course. For some reason, the snow seems to be coming into my building again, which sure it's not supposed to do. There we go. Let's get this roof in order. I really like this. The roof skins for this. It's very different than the whole vibe of this map. It feels very funny that we're getting this event as the first thing here on Lost Colony, because it couldn't be further from the same vibe. There we go. That's definitely coming together this way. Spawn code. I didn't use spawn codes. I use Awesome ARK Tools, which is a mod, and within the mod there's a spawn menu, and I can just spawn in whatever I want. So I don't know the codes, unfortunately, how to spawn them. But yeah, that's what I used. So if you can install mods, that might be the quickest way to do it. Which makes spawning anything in the game really easy, because you never need a spawn code. You just use the menu and you find it. You type the name and it's there. It's really nice. There you go. It's starting to come together quite nicely, I'd say. Let's see. Do Do we... Technically, I guess we could have a window here. We wouldn't see necessarily a lot from it. But we could. Maybe this is not the normal way to build a house. Let's focus on normal ways to build a house, Etho, because this is we're building like the top floor, and we definitely shouldn't yet. Also, we still need to finish this side piece of the building and see if it all even lines up nicely. So maybe I've made a mess for myself. I think I have made a mess for myself. We're gonna remove the roof for now. We're gonna go back a few steps. I skipped a few steps that I shouldn't have, and now the roof I don't think is gonna meet up. But we know the vibe for the top roof is what we want. So we have the side roofs now, and what we should do now is kind of design the top half of the building here. So this would have two walls like this, and that would be the total shape of the house over here on the sides at least. So there would be, of course, another pillar going up here, which would look lovely with these items. And then, of course, here we could potentially, oops, up here we're gonna do this instead. I never destroyed anything. Then we're gonna have that one goes into more quarters, and that is and that should be the main roof. So then we know that this will meet up just... Oh, it won't really meet up, so that's kind of fine. I guess the main issue would now be if I want to make this little overhang unofficial. I guess what you would have to do is this. You would just have to build around it and just leave those open. On unofficial, and if you have clipping, you can of course do that for smoother details, but still you could definitely still do this unofficial without you know, needing those two pieces. Yeah, I think that still works. We can still get that all together. Can you not make them in the smithy? Let's quickly try that. Because I'm pretty sure all event skins, every event nowadays are... Oh no, I don't see it here. Did they change it again? Yeah, this doesn't seem to be in here. Oh, wait, no, I don't have the Winter Wonderland event on this server. So, no, I can't do it here. But I'm pretty sure if you have the Winter Wonderland event active, the mod, you should have them. Okay, so we have this so far. I feel like we might as well now focus on this little side building. And actually what I really wanted to do is add a little addition here. So maybe something like this, just so that we have a little bit of a fun extra shape here. And then you can do something like that. It's not the best shape, actually. I guess it's because we have a bit of a weird size house. I think we cannot make it that big. We need to make it quite small for it to work. But then we could have just a small addition. Actually, I didn't even check out these roof pieces. I totally forgot. But yeah, we also have these pieces. That is also an option. And I guess then I actually also want to try out what the corner looks like. I mean, pretty straightforward, but nice to know they're also in there. And then I guess, yeah, what do I do here? Because there's not any full windows. I think we definitely want to have some more of those pieces along the side. Or do I just have a bunch of windows here? Maybe that's what I do. There we go. And then we can have just a bunch of windows for this little side building, because I feel like that makes sense. And then down here, we want to get those slope walls in to finish that wall, because then, you know, this side of the building has a little bit of extra interest, a little bit more shape to it than just going down all the way. And I always like to, that's something that I really try to do, like, is make every side of a building have something interesting going on. And I think that kind of, you know, rounds it off in a nice way, adds some nice details. I guess we could still go for the railings along the side of these. There we go. That finishes that pretty nicely. Now, if we kind of focus on the inside a little bit, I guess we do want to worry about this floor right about now. So this would be where that floor would be located, of course. And I guess I'm gonna have to figure out kind of where the stairs go. I think this will just go all the way here. And then maybe we can have some stairs somewhere around here. Yeah, why is there so much snow back in the building again? I need to clear out my own building. What's going on here? I need some help clearing my house of snow, please. I'm snowed in. I'm snowed in. Okay, but anyway, if we have this staircase, we can in fact get up to this floor. We should be able to skin all of those pieces, and then I guess for this top layer we're gonna go back to more chocolate. So we want to change the variants until they're all nice and chocolatey. Why is that one the other way around? That is a little bit confusing. Oh, there we go. And then I guess along this side here, we'll definitely also have that part, although I kind of forgot about these parts. So yeah, that sticks out a little bit further. So yeah, here it goes into the building. We can change all those. We definitely also want to make sure that those are chocolates. There we go. So that should all line up. That means we can have some window walls here, and then this side, of course, we're gonna do the same thing as the other side. I don't know if we also want to have a gingerbread man in the middle. Maybe actually not, because what you could also do instead of the gingerbread man is go for the empty wall, and then we could actually add a snowflake in there. Nope, that's not this skin. We need to then go into my cosmetics, find the snowflake, and add it in there. Yeah, that's really nice. Is it just one room to the other? Yeah. That works for me. A snowplow battle rig attachment. That would actually be pretty funny if they did that. They should have done that for the Winter Wonderland event. Oh, wait a minute. This is... Yeah, this is different. So we need to change these roofs. We need to have the quarter pieces over there. And then we need to have those pieces. Because we want to have a window there. Hey, hello there, Aaron. They are great, man. This has been a wonderful surprise. And you can see a lot of love went into this because the amount of options these have. I hope they will ask you guys more often. Because yeah, you can definitely see some experienced skin makers have worked with these, and with like all these little things like this, you know, especially since the Lost Colony skins themselves don't have as many variations. It's really nice to have all those extra options. So yeah, great job. And also very cool you got the chance from Wildcard to work on some official things. Oh, you made even more. Yeah. I mean, I would, yeah. Sneak as many cool build options into the game, right? But yeah, these are great. I didn't expect to be building gingerbread houses on Lost Colony, you know. But here we are. And they look amazing. Alright, let's see. If we add that in, that should be the rest of my floor up here. So we can have those. Yeah, I checked out all the options over here. We have the whole layout. The tri-tower is pretty cool, yeah. That is insane. When I saw that in the list of options, I was like, that's insane. That they added a tribe tower. But when I saw that Sandy and you guys worked on it, I was like, okay, that makes a lot more sense that they added this many variations. But it's pretty insane that we have a gingerbread tribe tower skin in the game before like Frontier or Lost Colony even, or, you know, Wasteland. Or, well, I guess it was a Wasteland version. Yeah, it's quite crazy to have gingerbread options for things before other things. But yeah, really cool. Really cool. Okay, let me finish the roof on this side so we can at least have a proper view from the front of the building. Yeah, so we can continue these and then we'll have some quarter pieces in there. Is that what I did? I think that's what I did. Roughly. Yeah, that seems about right. That's looking quite cozy. You know, why build an evil vampire fortress? You can just live in a cozy gingerbread house instead. Okay, we need to have the little edge of quarter ceilings along this side. There we go. Let's change these all to the chocolate. And then I guess we can have our slope walls. There we go. And then do I want to have another? I kind of wanted to make a custom edition here now that I think of it. So let's see. Oh. That was all connected. That wasn't what I wanted to do. Let's see, because I kind of would love to make a little custom edition on this side. So what we have now, even though we can't see it because of the snow, is 3 foundations. But can I take some of these out without destroying everything? I can. So what I want to do is change these to quarters. Oh man, why is the snow misbehaving this badly? There we go. I basically want to stick these out by just a little bit so that I have 2 foundations out here that I can work with. Because I would really like to have a dino gate on this side, because they look awesome and I want one in the build. So yeah, I think that's what we'll have on this side. We'll just have a nice dino gate as an entrance. We can build up the walls like that. The same over here, so we raise up the quarter walls all the way up, and yeah, then I guess we can have these the same here. We probably want to have a window there, fill in those walls. So that's kind of just the same way as we had on the other side of the building. Of course, all of these we want to skin too. There we go. Yeah, because this gate is too cool not to try and utilize in the design. We just have to find a way to actually make sure that it lines up, because normally, of course, this is where the gateway goes, so there might be some like visual gaps going on. But railings around here. Plenty of candy canes. So yeah, this would probably be the bedroom. Then we have some room up here for other things. And then hopefully we can get all the snow out of the house. Why is the snow still in here? I don't know. But hopefully it will stay away. Like, look at how much snow there's in my house. I've not seen this happen yet. Is it just the location where it doesn't it doesn't register? Or have they added a new feature? I need my walls to be there because otherwise the snow will get into my house. Alright, but with that, we do have that section done. I should be able to fill in this section. Yeah, I think what I did here for the roof is not going to work. So I kind of need to change these parts around. So what I want first is have those quarter pieces and then 2 normal roofs over here. Because, I mean, it looks the same. But now if you're, well, not unofficial, you can overlap those so that we have no gaps in the roof. Well, you wouldn't have gaps in the roof. You would just have like a little opening there. No big deal. I don't think you'll notice too much. But yeah, this just looks a little nicer. And then of course up here, I definitely want to have those windows in there because it looks very cool. And then I guess down on this side, we still need these quarter pieces around the edge. We want to get them in chocolate form. I do need that piece to be there, by the way. Is that going to be an issue? Not really. It's not really too much of an issue. It's just going to look a little bit weird. That's all. Although maybe once I shape up the rest of the build, it won't be that bad. Let's do that now. So on here at the top layer, we want to have the quarter walls. Then underneath, we have the slope wall. So yeah, that's kind of the shape that we're dealing with. So yeah, we do have that little edge, I guess. That might be a little bit weird, but there's no way around that, unfortunately. So over here, we're going to have 2 of the quarter roofs. And then on the top there, we're going to have the quarter roofs. Then full roofs here and full roofs over there. Should bring us a lovely completed roof here. And then a nice little window addition over there. That is starting to look like a proper little gingerbread house to me. Definitely got some cozy vibes going. So then we of course have the window here at the back. We can create that same window over here. So we want to have some of the quarter walls and then the actual window here. That is pretty nice, I think. There we go. Do I just want to have a similar thing here, or do we maybe go for something slightly different? Because we could also do that, right? Like we could go for different looks. Also, I think at this layer, I might do that. Do I want to do that here? What options do we have? I might want to go empty ones for those. Because then instead of the empty walls, we can have snowflakes. And I really like the snowflakes, so I just want to have some more. Although, instead of the snowflakes, I just thought we could also do some dino cookies instead. We could have some nice big dino cookies on the walls. Why not? You know, you could go any way. It is a gingerbread house after all. We want all the candy on there. We definitely are going to have some decorations in those corners. I do think I might want to change it up for this side. So maybe we do like a little balcony here. Actually, we could still have one of the windows. So yeah, then we could just turn one of this into a beautiful little balcony, I think. Do I want to make that bigger than that is right now? There we go. Like that. Let's see what the inside looks like. A bunch of snow. We want, of course, make sure that these quarters continue all the way through. So yeah, that's now all the way through from one side to the next. I guess that's kind of what I wanted to do. I really wanted to maybe, you know, have some nice interior, but I guess we have a bunch of snow on the inside. Let's not have cloudy weather. We want to be able to see or build in all the lovely details. So yeah, I think the front, I really like that angle. And then this balcony we have over here is pretty nice. Is it pretty nice? It might be a little bit too big with the addition here. I think it might be better off just being that size. Very nice. Then I actually think I want to have some additional details here. And I think we could keep those red just to make those stand out a little bit. And then could have little roofs like that above the windows. There we go. And the reason I'm using roofs, not ramps, is because the roofs get the nice different color, and the ramps are pretty similar to the walls themselves. So then here in the middle, we definitely want to have some deco boxes. So one over here and one over there, just so that we can decorate that wall. So we'll have a cookie there, and we'll have a snowflake at the bottom. There we go. That looks pretty damn festive to me. Yeah, look at that. That's a whole little Christmas build. Then I guess what we'll do is we definitely want to have the sleigh over here to the side. We can have one of the Christmas trees on those corners, perhaps. Then I definitely also want to have cool marshmallow dudes. So maybe we can have those standing in here. Okay, let's see. Let's see all the options we have. So the sleigh is going to go there. There we are. Unfortunately, it does not push away the snow as much as I liked. But the sleigh, they can be in snow. That makes sense. You know what? We'll even add a little snowman right next to it. It is going to be covered in snow because the snow apparently also doesn't care about that guy. This one I really like. So I want to have that one over that corner. And one over here in this corner. Look at that happy little guy. He's just so happy to welcome you to the lovely build. Then I was going to do a Christmas tree on that edge. And I was going to do another one there. But I think instead we'll go for like the big lolly just to change it up a little thing. You know, have different things on both sides. And then I guess what we also really want is some lights. So what I'm just going to do is at the very end here, we're going to have a lamp. We're going to do another one over here. And then we'll add one at this end too. Just to add some of these nice Christmas lights. Because the lanterns look quite cool, actually. So we'll have one here. Two in the front. And another one over to the side. There we go. Look at all that. It is definitely looking festive now. Can we add... What can we add more? I don't think there's much point in doing a lot for the interior, but... You know, because this is the snow in my house. But we do want to have a little bit of the interior. at least all the, you know, the nice options that we have available. So I want to have my bedroom here. And then I want to have a rug right over there. And then I have my bookshelf and a little bit of storage. And then probably what I also have here is some extras around the side. Then here I think we'll have a little bit of a loungy area. So we'd have a chair here, a chair over there, and then we're gonna have the table right there in the middle. Okay, so let's grab a few of these skins now. We have this one we need, that one we need, this one too. Hot cocoa we're gonna need. Is there any more interior skins? I think these are the kind of the interior ones. But I mean, we might as well add a few of those. If we're doing the interior anyway, well, you might as well bring out all the little things we might add over here. So first of all, we have these lovely looking skins. We'll definitely want that as a table. And I guess what we could even do is like, I don't know how, oh, that's way too big. Never mind. We can't have that right there. We can have the rug here. I mean, we might even want to have the rug here too. Just have another cozy rug over there. We want to have the storage look nice. Look at all that. That is very festive. We can of course have our lovely bed. Look at the bedroom, celebrating the Christmas vibes. And you know, whilst we're at it, I might as well also just have the holiday tree, like the normal one. I guess we could also have a forge in here if we're decorating the base up a little bit. Because of course this also still exists, although that is too tall here. So I think what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna have another one of my favorite little dudes out here. And then we'll just have a bit of storage there. There we go. Very festive, very fun up here. And then downstairs, unfortunately, I don't know why this snow is still in my house. But we'll have a Christmas tree. Does that fit? It does fit. That is very nice. Then I guess this is where my team would be. I guess we can have some nice forges because we also have the skin from the last event where we have these lovely forges. And I guess we can have a beer barrel in the middle here, which is then gonna be, oh, I guess I actually wanted it sideways because that's gonna look nicer. Little cocoa. Hot cocoa is ready to be made. Do you just use them as any cosmetic? There we go. We'll have that over here. And then we can actually have the benches on each side. Could even potentially have some chairs at the very end, so that we could have a lovely little site over here. Look at that. Drinking your hot cocoa over there. I'm gonna have another little thing here. Maybe a little gingerbread man over there. And then this is gonna be a little bit of a lollipop. And then, yeah, I guess that makes for a very cozy little Christmas house here. I guess we need this gummy drop somewhere. Guess we can do that somewhere here too. There we go. Now we got it all. We still have some snow in my house for some reason, but I think that's just ARK doesn't know how to handle my greatness. But yeah, there we go. We have. Oh no, I don't want to set a pin code. We have a lovely gingerbread house built in one go. Yeah, once you have the skins, they will stay because they're base game. I don't have the event active of my server. I don't have that mod added. I just spawned in the items since they are part of the base game. And I think you just do what you normally do. So if you have the event installed or you're unofficial where the event is installed, you go into the smithy and there you find all the event related items. But yeah, there we are. This is my lovely little gingerbread house with all of the little decorations that we have. So we have the lampposts, which are really cool. We have, of course, the snowman. You can make it wear a hat. We have the sleigh. This guy is definitely my favorite. I love this guy. He's just so happy to be here. We have the lollipop as well. We have the dino cookies, the snowflakes, and just the entire vibe of this place. I think it looks quite nice. This is a fun place to spend the holidays in for sure. Lots of details in these skins, lots of cool variation, little addition here to that side. We have the nice back of the building too, with loads of detail. The roof variants, having this little guy is amazing. And then the dino gate, of course, at the very end. I think that looks like a very nice gingerbread house. So yeah, if you want to build one, I guess this is how you build a this is how you build a gingerbread house in ARK with the new skins. They are definitely very, very fun if you want to do some holiday themed building. And then, of course, there is a ton of items for pretty much all of the different structures, for a bunch of different decorations out there. And again, you can make your snowman wear hats, but they don't seem to always fit in the right spot. But yeah, look at all these. Even a tribe tower you can skin. The behemoth gate, everything has a skin. Some of them even multiple variations, as I showed off at the start of the stream. So yeah, this is definitely been a very welcome Christmas surprise, because I was kind of thinking they might not do anything for the Winter Wonderland event that was new, just because they literally just released Lost Colony, of course. But yeah, it seems like they actually did release quite a lot, and it makes a lot of sense that they got the help of some great mod makers that normally make awesome cosmetics. And well, they still made an awesome cosmetic, but now it is part of the base game, so we can use it. If you unlock it and you keep the items, you should be able to use it even if it's not the event. Not sure how much gingerbread houses you'll be building the rest of the year, but there's at least the window itself. I would probably use it the rest of the year too. But yeah, you would have to need, you know, those items in stock, so maybe craft a few extra and guard them with your life. But yeah, I'm quite happy with this. Actually, let's do some cool little cinematic shots of this. Maybe I should clear out the back before I do that, actually, because we have all those items there. So maybe we just do one shot like this because we have all the other items there. But yeah, I do like the way it came out. I think it looks pretty nice. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you know, maybe you got some inspiration now for building a little house to use during the Winter Wonderland event. And definitely, of course, it's a good opposite of the dark vibes of Lost Colony. You know, if you're not wanting to go for vampire, but yeah, you can go gingerbread. I wish Sandy, Aaron, and Crazy for the Lost Colony skins. Yeah, I really do too. I think we would have had greatness if they did that. Oh, when you're in camera mode, at least on PC, if I use my scroll wheel, I can either make it faster, or if I go the other way, I can make it go slower. So that is how you get like different speeds. So I can go very fast, or I can go very, very slow and barely moving. So that's how I do all my my camera shots like this. But yeah, that's it. That we have a little gingerbread house that came out pretty good. A nice little house. Of course, if you would skin this in different ways, I guess it could also just make a nice little log cabin or something. But yeah, embracing the winter gingerbread feelings in this one for sure. Anyway, guys, that is also going to be the end of this stream. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I hope to see you again in the next video or the next stream. For now, goodbye.